I have heard about cyberbullying and flaming wars before. There is a big difference between these two, but I experienced both.
When we talk about cyberbullying, it it is very generic. It means that it scopes different issues that is involved in the cyberspace. In Flaming Wars, it is basically under the cyberbullying, whereas it is commonly categorized as having an interaction between two parties in a provocative conversation.
There was a photo going around, and people called out for me and judged me for it. Mm, since then, I got scared going out since my friends and classmates saw that photo. And I got anxious about my body and what I post online or what I do online. And I don't have anyone or friends.
Well, I actually experienced both. And in my case, that event which happened to me, I think it really opened my eyes to accept that there are really some people who will try to drag you down even you didn't do anything to them.
My message for the other victims is to stay strong, and it will all pass in time. Um, watch what think before they post and look out for themselves.
Be mindful of all of your actions because we don't know what awaits in the cyberspace. As much as possible, try to contain yourself because once you didn't contain yourself, it is possible to face further consequences. And most especially is for you to have an outlet. For you to have an outlet to vent out, to let out of the things that you want out inside of you.
The reason why I bully others is because I want someone to take full attention of me. I seek for people's attention because when I'm home or at school, it's like I never existed. They never appreciate or they never exert effort to appreciate my presence. People think I'm weak, and I prove them wrong by bullying them.
I did it because I felt insecure about my body. And the fact that half of the people praised her for being confident in those type of pictures. It doesn't sit right with me. And a lot of people were canceling her at that time, and I decided, why not make it big? At first, I just started it as something fun, but then it went out of hand. I also love the power I felt when a lot of people started to follow my cancel trend against her. They all attack her just because I told so. I felt ashamed of what I've done to her. I felt ashamed of what I have started online. I don't like the conscience of being one of the many reasons why a person is depressed. After doing those online, I started to feel ashamed, guilty. I thought it was just going to give me excitement, thrill for making fun of someone else. No, the conscience was killing me.
Ano yung nakita mo?
Kaya nga, ano yun?
Wait, di nyo ba nakita yung sa Twitter, yung kay Sarah?
Anong sa
Ano
Twitter?
meron?
Anong
Wait,
Twitter?
send ko sa GC natin.
Sige, go, sige, go.
Sige.
Alam ko to. Nakita ko na to
Oo.
eh. Yung kay Sarah.
Oh, para sa ano, Flaming Wars.
Ano yun?
Ano yun, parang unfriendly argument between two or more people.
So para
Parang,
din siyang cyberbullying?
Oo.
Oo.
it actually falls under that kasi parang flaming wars is yung parang they're using provocative words to insult other people even without the response of the person being attacked.
Oo nga, according sa research ko, Flaming Wars talaga yun. Kasi it's also known as bashing. Kasi nangyayari rin yun sa cyberspace natin eh. Tsaka yung, according sa statistics, object of attack talaga is yung sa reputation tsaka appearance ng tao. And then yung nature of attack nga, yung nangyari kay Sarah is na kalat yung photos niya na dapat private lang. Yun yung pinagpesahan nila tapos dun nila binash si Sarah.
Hindi ba common yan ngayon, ngayong pandemic? Kasi nga, lahat tayo nasa cyberspace, lahat tayo nagamit ng internet. And commonly, yung mga sinasabi nila, hindi naman informative, ganon.
Guys, I remember I still have the copy of our report about the flaming wars.
Really? Patingin kami.
Tatingin kami. Tatingin kami ng
Sige,
presentation.
wait lang. I-share screen ko
Sige,
Sige.
go lang.
Yan, kita na namin.
Ayan. So what do we mean by flame wars? Flame wars, it is a common type of cyberbullying. Flame war is a hostile and insulting interaction between internet users, often involving the use of profanity. There are also instances where it does not include the response of the person being attacked, but only of multiple users attacks who attacks the users. So basically, just like the story of Sarah, Flame Wars, hindi lang siya nagfo-focus sa nagiging interaction on both parties, but also if hindi man nag-respond yung party na ina-attack, it is still considered flame wars as he or she is being attacked by multiple users in the cyberspace.
Example din yan yung mga celebrities na they get hate from other users.
Yeah, bash, like
Mga bashers.
It still falls under that kasi kahit hindi sila nagre-respond or nagbibigay ng insight nila about dun sa pambabash sa kanila, they still get bashed by a lot of users. Of course, there are several causes kung bakit siya nag-occur. So, first one is the flame bait. The flame bait is anything that might cause a flame war, such as abrasive discussion of politics, religion, someone's race, and etc.
Sa politics, sa flame bait. Yung kapag syempre nagsabi ka ng side mo, may magdi-disagree sa side mo. Pero may mga ibang tao na ginagamitan nila ng ad hominem sa arguments nila. So parang consider na siya as flaming kasi may mga multiple users na ginagamit yung ad hominem pagdating sa argument.
So another cause of flame wars naman is egocentrism. So it refers to someone's inability to understand that another person's view or opinion may be different than their own. It represents a cognitive bias in that someone would assume that others share the same perspective as they do, unable to imagine that other people would have a perception of their own. You're invalidating someone's perception or perspective on other things.
So basically, para siyang self-centered na tao since dinedisregard niya yung ibang opinion ng ibang tao.
So there are also several ways on how we will be able to prevent flame wars. So number one is to respond politely to all comments. So parang it takes courage para maging to lower down your pride para hindi ka mag-respond sa lahat ng like parang yung provocative na words. You should
Like,
contain yourself.
Hindi pa ganyan yung mga ginagawa ng mga artista. Like, parang inaano muna nila lahat ng mga comments ng tao bago sila magsalita.
Yes. And most likely disregard na lang what other people say because at the first place, they are public figure. And parang anything that they will say, it can reflect on their image. So most likely, they're trying to contain themselves in answering those kind of comments.
Comment.
Maintain professionalism.
Yes. Number two, respond calmly. So it's basically associated with number one. You're trying to contain yourself muna before answering or replying. There's really nothing wrong if you're going to answer back on those comments. But you have to make sure that you're not adding fuel to the fire.
Tsaka kapag galit ka habang nagre-respond ka ng comments, it can actually affect on how can you say sa mga users na yun. Naging factor din yung emotions eh. Tsaka yung sa two ways to prevent flame wars, yung respond politely tsaka respond calmly. Pwede din yung mga users na gamitin yung ganitong attitude. Hindi sila payag sa opinion ng isa. Kaya sabihin nila, hindi ganito. Yung parang maayos na argument lang. Ipapakita lang yung side nila na walang ginagamit na ad hominem. Ganun.
Yes. So the next one is to make sure that you are correct in your perception of the situation. So in here, you're trying to be considerate of what might be the consequences na din. Kasi whatever you will say, parang it might trigger someone. Parang yung galit nila is to be ignited. Then number four, use logic to arrive at your position. It is also associated with number three. You're trying to be logical in terms of what you will reply to them or what you will comment to them.
So, basically, pumapasok dito sa 3 and 4 yung critical thinking skills ng isang tao.
So in number five, state your case thoroughly and succinctly.
That means, kapag magsistate ka ng side mo, wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa, wala ka nang idadagdag na provocative words just to emphasize your point. Basta just state your case straight to the point.
Also in number six, send your message to the flamer and be done with it. So yun, it's basically you are trying to be straight to the point. Na parang hindi ka na nga i-include ng kung ano-anong terminologies which might again trigger yung flamer or yung um, nagpo-provoke sa'yo.
Yeah.
So you just have to state what you have to say
Mm-mm.
and be done with it.
Case closed. Ganun. Tama na.
Consequences doesn't only circle this event, it can pose many risks on both parties, most especially to those or to the one who is being flamed.
Several consequences kanina is based on technicalities kasi nga nasa cyberspace tayo. Pero pwede yung victim kasuhan yung mga nag-claim sa kanya kasi may batas sa Philippines which is yung Republic Act number 10627 or yung Anti-Cyberbullying Act. So, kapag ka naipakita ng victim yung lahat ng screenshots, pati yung information ng mga claimers, pwede silang kasuhan. Kasi meron din tayo na anti-cyberbullying group sa PNP.
Flame wars, it can be beyond of what we think of it. It still circles a lot of events na nangyayari in real life, but we still haven't heard of it. So we all know that cyberbullying is very relevant nowadays, most especially in this time of pandemic, since we are all subjected into learning to use the modern technologies or the gadgets. Whereas we're also utilizing different social media platforms.
Example ng flame wars sa Facebook is yung mga online rembulan and yung mga parang may mga Facebook groups din na parang puro trash talkan lang sila sa isa't isa. Pero parang sinasabi nila na as a joke lang yon. Pero syempre, hindi pa rin naman nila alam na nasasaktan din yung mga ibang tao doon.
True.
Tsaka example din nun is yung, 'di ba, since ngayon lahat tayo online classes, may mga students na nabubully, tapos yung bully mag-create siya ng thread sa magpo-post siya, tapos yung post na yon magkakaroon ng mga hate comments, tapos marami na makikisaw-saw, ganun.
In this time of pandemic, nga we're all subjected into being included in the virtual space or the cyberspace, whereas these issues are very relevant. Although flame wars can be prevented, just like what I cited on the several ways, but still, it is the personal discipline of the person which should be observed. Kasi at the first place, even if we try to educate other people, most especially the teenagers, if they are close-minded and they try to only believe what they want to believe, like yung sinabi natin is yung pagiging egocentric nila, it is still impossible to educate them properly. And also, main point in living in the cyberspace, kasi we still don't know when will the time come na we will be able to get out of our houses and meet personally. So most probably we're going to live like this for several more months. We have to be mindful on what we're going to do in the cyberspace because we don't know what might be the consequences that await. Because once we step in the virtual world, we don't own anything. Everything that we share, everything that we comment, it can be modified, it can be used against us.
Go.
Okay, guys, so this would be the end of our symposium. We are the grade 12 STEM Health Science Wyatt. I am Jean Paolo M. Bathan.
I'm Bernice P. Maala.
I'm Charlene Faith M. Agar.
I'm Jamie De Vera.
So we hope that you have learned something from this symposium, and we are here to remind you to think
Before
You
click.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye, everyone.